Hey everyone, welcome along to this presentation on how to earn 5 to 6K working as a media buyer, one-on-one with ecom stores that sell great products. My name is Byrne. I'm the founder of Byrne Media, and at this time we're looking to hire a media buyer that has a good creative angle aspect, if you want to call it, to their work. And yeah, we've got a good opportunity for you, so stick around and let me just follow through. So, as mentioned, what's the opportunity? We're basically looking for someone who is a competent, reliable media buyer that has a sort of a strategy, a creative strategy in mind, where they can understand, like, okay, you know, this particular this particular creative here would work very well in terms of selling this item of clothing or this particular beauty product, this angle, this particular creative design, whether that's through image, video, will help to drive conversions, help to drive click-through rate, profit, and essentially, lower CPA, increase ROAS. All of this primarily done through Meta, which is our primary kind of a customer acquisition system or ad platform, if you want to call it, for when we work with sort of ecom brands. We're working with a couple of ecom brands at the moment. We're looking to sort of build that out. Well, we're looking to make sure that we have the actual team in place. So this is why we're out hiring at the moment. So again, very much Meta right now at the moment, but we also want to include other tier one traffic platforms as well. Such as, obviously, Google is a huge network there where they have, search, shopping, display, huge traffic inventory there. If anyone has the capacity to utilize that for certain brands, and of course you have social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, that kind of thing. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking to onboard somebody with that in mind in terms of our agency, not just customer acquisition with these ad platforms, but actual customer retention as well. If you know how to sort of like build out lifetime value through email, that is huge as well, because we're trying to sort of offer a 360 approach to clients. And I'll talk about that now in a little minute. So if you tick all the boxes with the points below, I want you to stick with us. So if you're interested, obviously, in working with new ecom clients who have a desire to grow revenues, stick with us. If you have a proven track record of delivering results for brands on tier one traffic platforms, I want you to stick with us. If you've great attitude to both your personal life and your professional life, like, are you looking after your health properly? Do you eat well? Have you, are you minding yourself? Do you have good attitude to your personal life? Does that sort of carry on into your professional life as well? That's something that's very important. And essentially, have you a passion really for learning and continuing to develop this sort of skill set and making a sort of better version of yourself in terms of, running ads for brands, learning about sort of new growth strategies, that kind of thing. I myself are very much passionate about that, and I want team members that become involved to sort of be very much passionate about their skill set, but also learning and adapting, because as you know, if you've been in the scene any time long, you know that things change quite rapidly in tech and advertising and that as well. So it's always important to sort of keep on the ball as such. So that's me there, as you see. My name is Byrne. I'm the founder of Byrne Media. I have approximately about 16 years of experience marketing and branding online, okay, in the shopping space, okay. My kind of areas of expertise would be in sort of growth strategy, using paid media platforms. I started off with Google search first, actually as an affiliate. I'll talk about that in a second, but I've also used, of course, Facebook's platform, and very much email marketing as well. I do love email. I love how effective it is when done correctly. And it's a huge kind of channel to use for building on lifetime value and profit, especially if you're buying ads, of course. Gamification marketing is another little favorite of mine as well, where you're kind of gaming, you're gamifying people into taking certain actions, whether that's through sales or other various marketing methods, okay? But I do love that kind of fun aspect of marketing. Conversion rate optimization, huge thing as well. for everything, right? I mean, if you can increase the conversion rate of your website and in the sales funnel, whether that's obviously through purchase, but if you can get people to click more onto the buy button, if you can get people to stay on the page long, if you're moving them further down the sales process by making tweaks and optimizations to increase conversion, huge thing there, even if you're just sending the same amount of traffic. And as I said, affiliate marketing, many years ago, I was an affiliate for various different sort of retailers in the States, Amazon being one of them, but there was various other ones as well. I would build websites, send traffic via SEO, and sort of paid media as well. It was very much an arbitrage thing where you would, buy certain amounts of traffic and, make these kind of conversions, of course, but that was very arbitrage. I would lose the traffic then, and what I would need then is, to sort of start again. But what I learned a little later on was how important it was to actually sort of capture email addresses and build those leads out. So even if you weren't making a conversion right there and then, you could actually nurture them over time and build out lifetime value. So that's why I see email as a huge thing. So that was my start. Then, of course, e-commerce very much came into play as well, because that's they go hand in hand more or less, don't they? So just in terms of like client results, I was saying that we're working with a couple of clients right now at the moment. I'm looking to build this out. This is genuinely me now, and I'm looking to find somebody very solid in the fulfillment space, okay, to work alongside the brands that we're going to be, adding to the agency over time, okay. So these are just a few different results right now from various different months. I know the screenshots. If you really want to take a look at what we're doing, I advise you go and check out the link down here at the bottom, the big client wins, okay? So if you go to that website there, byrnemedia.co, there's various different categories, of course. I talk about a lot of different things there, but in terms of results for customer acquisition now on the likes of Facebook, for example, you'll see a whole lot more in-depth video content and everything else like that as well. So I won't bore you with that, but if you need sort of to see where we're at, please go ahead there. So just touching base on what I was kind of explaining before, what we do, we're essentially a growth partner, okay? We use online ad platform technologies to acquire customers for ecom brands, okay? That's essentially it. We do that, and we do that profitably as well, okay? We don't work with every ecom brand that asks us or that we touch base with to see what's happening. If you know anything about the game, I'm sure you do. This is why you're here. There are various metrics that you need to make sure that you have in place first before we, run ads. A really good product that sells well is the foundation. Excuse me. But yeah, if the brand ticks various different boxes and they're qualified, we take them on. Okay. So we're essentially a growth partner, and the services that we would sort of include there are, again, customer acquisition on Facebook. We're looking to do more so on Google, but definitely email as well, okay? So we install marketing campaigns with sort of engaging ads. We run off different strategies and offers depending on the time of year, depending on the sort of niche that we're working with to acquire customers, build out lifetime value. We also coach and consult on strategy, various things like creative direction, campaign development, and we also, as I said, integrate email marketing, which is highly important. So they're kind of like the things that we do. We're a growth partner. These are the services. We build brands. So who do we serve? Like, who is our avatar? So anyone that has a really good product, as I've said, okay, you can't advertise a bad product. You could write all the great copy or have a great creative strategy in mind, but if the product really isn't useful, if it's not in need, if it's not wanted, if it's just not good, it's going to be very hard to spend money to make things profitable, okay? And the regions that we serve, right, or certainly right now or in previous times, is very much in the English-speaking kind of world, the US, the UK, and Europe. I haven't really kind of ventured outside of that based on just simply for time zone reasons, okay? It's a bit more challenging when there's 8 and 10 hour differences. I look, just from experience, I found that a bit of a challenge. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be open to that, but that's why we're sort of focusing on those regions currently. And the avatar, This is not set in stone, but I do like to work with or like to bring on brands that sort of are at a stage of sort of growth where they have, they're generating some good money. It could be organically or through maybe some sort of ad campaign that they have. Um, so they got good product market fit. They're not doing a whole lot where they've got the skill set already taken on board, but they are like finding it a problem to sort of run ads profitably or even at scale. So they don't have something that's predictable to acquire customers. They don't have that sort of system in place. They know that in order to build rapidly, they need to incorporate a paid media strategy, but they just don't have the system. So we partner with these types of brands who are doing like that 15, 25K, 30K mark and have the sort of budget, the ad budget to go in and, understand that ads are of high valuable, are a high valuable sort of growth strategy, but also have the sort of funding to do it as well. Okay, so that's kind of the avatar and what we offer. So I know that I just kind of mentioned the idea about like, oh, well, we do Facebook ads and we do Instagram, or we run email to sort of build out lifetime value. Well, in order to acquire these clients, we need to have a good offer. And the offer that we have is we are guaranteeing an increase in the current ad results in 7 days, sort of before they pay. Okay, so this kind of minimizes down the sort of downside. A lot of ecom brands, they're getting a lot of offers, and they've been burnt. The industry is not always the nicest. A lot of feedback that I hear from people, it's very hard to sort of get ecom brands' attention, even if they need help, because of the fact is that their mindset is that, oh God, this agency, what sort of bullshit are they trying to sell me now? But this is where we have an offer in place where if we study a brand, they've got some good metrics in place, we would offer this, but in order to guarantee it and actually work with it, we would need to sort of take a look at the ad account itself and go in, and this is where you as the sort of media buyer would come in and go, okay, I can see I can make a difference here. If I worked on this account within 7 days, I could make an improvement on what's currently as an existing result right now. Okay, so that's better CTR, better revenue. Usually it's, you could run sort of better quality ads, okay, and you would increase the sort of the ROAS essentially, okay, but that's only after 7 days. So can you imagine if we work for free, if we give that offer, we know we can do it, you can do it, after 7 days, the increase is there. And after 7 days, they can see, wow, these guys know what they're doing. Can you imagine what this might look like in 2 weeks, 30 days, 90 days from now? These guys look solid. So we're always going to guarantee that, but always guarantee that we're always going to, always have an increase in what is existing, essentially. Okay. So yeah, we would need to make sure that in order to offer that you would have the utmost confidence in delivering that result. But it is an attractive offer, and it certainly does minimize the sort of downside. So who is this role for? Right, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, but it's very important that you do fit into this, into you tick these boxes, because there's no point in trying to apply for a position like this if you don't have your shit together really at the end of the day. So we're looking for someone who, as I mentioned in a previous slide, someone who is got a great attitude to their personal life and their professional life. Okay, they can get on with people. They're hardworking. They're creative. They're fun. They look after their health. Okay. They don't have a bad attitude. They're not negative. They're uncomfortable to work with. I don't want that kind of stuff. Okay, I've dealt with that before, and I've dealt with good people in the past, and I've dealt with bad people in the past. Attitude is everything. Okay, because attitude to even personal and professional life. If you've got a good attitude, it means you're constantly looking to, well, not constantly, but you're always kind of looking to improve on what you already have in life, and that's important because that's kind of where we're going as well. Okay. You can communicate effectively and efficiently with clients. Highly important. You're competent. You're reliable. You know how to advertise as a media buyer, and you know how to get results for ecom clients. Okay, experience using Facebook, Google, other tier one traffic platforms, and of course email marketing. I'll say that's a bonus, but I really mean it more so in the sense that like if you have this, it's awesome because we're offering that 360 approach to clients. Again, you've got proven results under your belt that you'll be able to show, of course. You've got a creative eye. I mean, advertising is very much about grabbing attention and drawing people into. You start, thinking about making decisions of whether their time is useful in clicking this ad to go and visit that product. Is it going to benefit them or not? Creative strategy, creative in its sense of either image or video, does that job. So you need to be pretty good at that. So you need to have a good creative eye, and things are always changing as well. So you're always looking to go, okay, how about we test this? Or I have a community of people who we talk about this, running ads and getting them profitable. I know that by running into this community here, and we're speaking on a day-by-day basis, that I know that we can sort of create these ads. So yeah, definitely your creativity is hugely important in this sense. Now, managing multiple accounts as well successfully, either through done for you or done with you. Sometimes you might be faced with an opportunity where you actually get to just sort of work with clients that are you just do the service entirely, or I might present an opportunity where there's a brand that are running ads, they have somebody in-house, they're struggling though, they might need some coaching. That's where you come in as well. So there's going to be two different ways of fulfillment here. Competent at problem solving and using your own initiative. Huge thing here as well, because you're always going to come across problems. As you well know, things don't work out every day of the week when it comes to these things. So you need to have initiative and you need to be able to problem solve, okay? You have goals of being more of an entrepreneur rather than an entrepreneur. You don't want to start your own agency in 2 or 3 years' time. You want to be part of a growing agency. You want to be an integral part of a growing agency, and you see yourself in that. Okay, you want to work with good people, good team, and you see your value in the organization, and you want to sort of fulfill that with the rest of us. You want flexibility and freedom working from home. There's no better lifestyle, I think, anyway, in terms of that, being able to sort of work from home or in the coffee shop, wherever. I mean, it beats traffic every morning. You can self-manage. You're highly organized in your work, and you have a passion for driving results with good e-com stores and great products. And lastly, you're constantly improving your skill set, and you're always looking to learn. That's what I said before about, like, you maybe a bonus here would be the fact that or a good thing I would say is that you're part of a community where you guys are constantly talking on Facebook groups, for example, about the latest trends or how you're improving skill sets and testing different things. As these platforms evolve, it's highly important that you're evolving with them. So, who's it not for? Okay, we don't want anyone who is lazy, uncooperative, and is in essence a know-it-all. Okay, comes down to the sort of attitude, having bad attitude and stuff like that. You're a professional, and if you don't take your client work seriously, that's just not something that we're looking for either. Okay, again, if you're looking to start your own business, not for you, this position. If you're untrustworthy or unreliable, not for you. Again, negative attitude, we just don't want that at all whatsoever. If you don't have any initiative and can't solve problems, and you can't stay calm under pressure, this is probably not a role for you either. So just a couple of our vision, mission, value kind of thing here. I mean, personally, I absolutely believe that effective advertising and marketing can change an e-commerce brand's growth goals for the absolute better. Okay, the technologies that are out there and the technologies that are going to come out in future are just, you've just got to be part of this if you're looking to grow as an e-commerce brand. So we want to deliver the best sort of client experience and client results in the industry using these sort of technologies. So as a mission, we want to be trusted and we want to be a reliable sort of growth partner for clients. And we want to be able to sort of help them achieve their growth goals and sell their products profitably, because that's what they want at the end of the day. Okay. And some of the sort of values that we have, core values, obviously, like the results and the experience for the client is highly important. But we want our team to be honest. We want them to be reliable. Again, that idea of always adapting and learning because of these technologies always changing, thinking ahead, being innovative, and being fun. This isn't an easy game sometimes, but we need to have fun and we need to, essentially get along, and fun is definitely part of that. So I just want to talk about some of the realities of the role. Okay, I'll just break it down into a few points here, but you're essentially going to be managing clients' B2C ads. That's on the ad platforms, and again, email marketing too. If you have that, all the better. So you're going to need to provide systems for clients, and you're essentially going to deliver these results. Okay. So what are some of the outcomes? I'm going to break this down into sort of three. So be a growth partner for the client. That's essentially it. Like, client experience is our highest value. And we do this through exceptional, communication. Communication is normally done through Slack, kind of on a daily sort of basis. And there's also sort of like meetings that happen as well, like maybe monthly meetings, maybe bi-monthly, depending on the ad spend, that kind of thing, if it's required. But yeah, client communication is huge. So you got to make sure that your responses are good, you're fast. Obviously, you don't be doing this on Sunday evening. It's it's within business hours, which is stated to the client. But yeah, you can get those fast responses in, and that's going to give an exceptional sort of client communication experience. So we want to make sure that, especially in month one and even leading into month two as we start, you want to make sure that the client feels like we're in their corner and we're definitely in it for them. It depends. Sometimes in the past, I've taken on clients where they already knew me and it was easy and they trusted me. Sometimes there's clients where they barely know you, but they love the offer and they're willing to give it a go. But the guard is still up. They're still a bit skeptical. Are they going to deliver results? Will they? Won't they? So there's always that little bit of nurturing that has to happen. So we always have to, especially in month one, we've got to make sure that like our clients are felt heard, but also that we're in their corner and we know that we can do a job for them. Okay, so we got to do whatever it takes for the client to succeed, and they must feel that, really. So, my last point there is that we essentially need to be seen as the umbilical cord that the client plugs in, and they're not worried about the sort of future outcomes that come into play. Okay, so trust is obviously a huge thing there. Nurturing is going to be a huge thing too. But we have to be looking after the client as always, but certainly for especially in month one, as we build out sort of trust and we deliver sort of the value. So these are a few of the things that we need to do that you would be involved in, because you're going to be managing future clients for the agency. And also then set out projections for the client. So at the start of every month, you'll be required to ask the client, like, sort of what sort of projections are they looking at? What sort of revenue goals are they looking to, get? Like, what sort of output are they looking for the month? So an example here, the client has X amount of ad spend. They're going, oh, look, can we try and hit this sort of like, it's a good month here. Can we try and sort of, historically it's a good month here. Can we see if we can sort of hit like a 30K profit on ad spend? This is just all sort of hypothetical here. I'm just talking here. But, in order to sort of maybe hit that 30K ad spend, would they have, say, 30K ad spend to, hit, say, 60K in revenue? So that's a 2 ROAS, of course. That would be our profit on ad spend. So essentially what you're looking to do here is that you're looking to talk to the client. You're looking to ask about the sort of projections that they're looking for in this month, or maybe in a collaborative like 3 month period. Advise them, talk to them about the strategy, talk to them about what we can do with the ad spend. If it's small, maybe we need to take it in small steps and build from there and reinvest. If they have something a lot larger, then maybe we can sort of look at the figures and, project where we could actually sort of take the brand based on, the ad spend and, history of everything else that comes involved. So yeah. And then sort of the last point here, really, just when it comes to the reality of the role, this is an umbrella view here. I'm not saying that this is exactly what needs to be taken into account here, but it's a kind of a bird's eye view. But, conducting your daily administrative tasks as well. So attend team meetings when they're scheduled, communicate effectively with the client on Slack, update ad account progress reports. So, how are things working out? Are you on pace? Are you off pace? Is there a reason why? And then you can sort of fix for the next day or the days that come into play as time moves on. And then, of course, there's things like the tracking sheet that we have, daily numbers just to record, like, for example, the link clicks, the CTR that we're getting, the CPC, the CPA, the ROAS, ad spend, revenue generated. We fill out these every day, and sort of we can see as every day passes how the results are being brought in, and we can sort of show that to the client. We can also see that in ourselves as well. So highly important that you just sort of do that. But this is very minuscule stuff, guys. Here, it shouldn't take you too long per client. And then conducting your beginning of day and your end of day process reports. Okay, so these are just like a couple of forms that you fill out at the start of the day and at the end of the day, which should take more than 3-4 minutes, and it's just to keep you sort of held accountable for how you're feeling that day and how you finished the day, and if there's any sort of issues that you're coming across that we can address those, because it's all about making sure that you're performing to the best of your ability as you handle the growing client base that we have. So it's important to make sure that for everybody's sake that you are you're on top of your game, essentially. So the compensation structure. So the breakdown. Here's what we're looking to offer. Essentially, per client per month, $600 USD. Okay. So 600 USD per client. So this would sort of break down into things like if you had, 3 clients per month, that would equate to 1,800 a month. If you take on 6, that's obviously 3,600, and if you're taking on 10, then that's 6,000 there. Okay, and a note then. So this is why I was saying before earlier on in the presentation here that it's if you may be working on the likes of Meta, for example, running Facebook ads, but if you also have the skill set of running Google Shopping ads, or you have the skill set of running email, and you're able to sort of incorporate that, where you're able to look after the different marketing channels for a client, then obviously that's a service charge for you as well. Okay, so maybe you may be looking after Facebook ads, for example, but we might incorporate then for the same client email marketing, and that's where you come in as well. So you'd have an additional 600 on that, and then even Google Shopping ads as well, that'd be additional 600 on that as well. So maybe one client could present 1,200, even 1,800 per month for you, just per one client, and that's just one client, like I said before. So that's the beauty about running ads for ecom clients, because there's different channels that we can utilize to help them perform better. Now, if you do take on clients with us, and things are working out really well, in the sense of just working with you, but also the clients that the experience and the results that you're giving the clients, I'd be very much open up to the idea of increasing the client management fee, even putting a little performance into that as well. So very much open to that, but that's certainly down the road. But that's the compensation structure there, guys. So in conclusion, that's essentially it. I hope I made everything clear there. I didn't want to go too long into the presentation here because I know time is valuable, but it is important that you get an understanding of who we are, what we're all about, who we're looking to serve, the compensation structure, what's expected of you, that kind of thing as well. If this all sounds great and you still want to, engage with the application, I would love for you to, click the link below this video. There is a link that should be below this video, and I want you to click on that, and I want you to take maybe 10 minutes of your time to fill out a form and state who you are, your experience, what you've done in the past, your goals, all that kind of good stuff. I really want to kind of get an understanding of who you are as a person after viewing this video, because if you've come this far and you still like what you hear, then that's a good sign. I want to hear more about you, and perhaps we could get on a call after that. So that's it. Thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and I hope everything was clear. I hope this position sounds interesting to you. And by all means, if it does, click the link below, fill out the link, fill out the form, and we might get talking at some point. So really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Take good care.